What's going on, everybody? How you doing? What the business is? Or as my boy in West Dino Big Mason says, what's going down? Today we're gonna be talking about another deck that I like to use with Kwang because right now I'm in the process of trying to master him. So we're looking at a new deck that I actually mess with as well. This is my attacker's deck. This is the deck I use when I'm actually supporting and laning with someone. I like to call this deck, as you know, I use superheroes to actually, name the decks. It gives me the inspiration that I need for when I'm actually going in to build this deck. As you can see, I got a few of them here. But today, the deck we're going to be looking at is for Kwang. It is called the Raish or Ra's Al Ghul deck. Yes, Ra's Al Ghul deck. When you think about Ra's and what he actually is, he's the leader of the League of Assassins for people who don't know too much about the character. So what we doing here, we're assassinating. All right, so we're going in with this deck here. All right, so as everybody has seen from a couple of my uh, deck videos, I like to build the deck accordingly to the way that I think I'm going to actually use the deck. It's a situational thing. Not everything that I put in this deck necessarily needs to be used. We usually try to focus more so on the equipment that's going to be used more so than the extras. So first card I actually like to go off, since we actually are going to be an assassin and we're going to be kind of moving from lane to lane. Not really in a jungler. That's where most people kind of get that mixed up. If you're going to be an assassin, you cannot be the jungler too. Um, I've seen people that tried to do that, but what ends up happening is you can't be effective doing both. If you're focusing more on trying to assassinate lanes, then you're not jungling properly. If you're trying to jungle, then you're not assassinating properly. Okay, so what I've actually found out from just playing this this deck and being the assassin, I've also played somewhat similar with Kalari and also with Countess, the newest hero added to the game. Is that when you're assassinating, you're moving from lane to lane. You're looking for the weakest link in the lane, and you're taking that person out. Also adding some damage to people who are sustaining in lanes way too long and pushing up your team too hard. You want to try to get in and try to knock those people out, if not kill them as well. But assassins should be on the move at all times. The way you level up, the way that you gain your CSP, XP is gonna be completely off of killing, killing, killing. That's what an assassin does. You get in, you get the kill, you get out. Never find yourself sitting in a lane too long. Okay. Anyway, getting into the deck now. I like to start off with the Warlord card. As we know, when we activate, Prime, you're getting that 65 physical damage. And it just, this right here will be a very, very, very good card for clearing out lanes, especially when you grab the orb and you're trying to get up a lane to take out an inhibitor or a tower to give you an advantage. Being able to just move the minions out of the way and keep your minions moving up, this is a good card for that. When we get into the situational things that I like to use, like always, I try to keep one of each depending on what we're looking at. So I like to keep at least one barrier token, one guard token, because you never know who you might be going up against in the lanes that you choose to assassinate, and then a mana potion, because as we know, in the beginning, Kwang uses a lot of mana. All right, so first card you definitely want to try to use, and this is a situational thing as well, because like I said, everybody has their take on wards. You got some people that believe that wards are needed in every single deck, the entire game. You got some people that never use wards. I'm one of those people that I keep a ward and it always drop 3 minor strikes in it to give me a damage boost in the beginning. But I keep the ward depending on the team play. If everybody's playing it safe, no one's really pushing it up. We're all kind of just relaxing and farming before we actually start the real battle. Kind of like when you're out on the battlefield and you've seen the old movies where the two sides line up in a big, fighting area, like field, and they just kind of stare at each other for a while, sizing each other up, trying to figure out who's going to make the first move. That is what my Assassin's Ward is for. I put them out, try to see how everybody is pushing, how they're playing. If I got a teammate who didn't build wards, well, guess what? Since I'm moving around from lane to lane anyway, I'll ward your lane for you before I leave. That is what my Assassin's Ward is for. But what I really try to do is the first card I actually go with is the Circlet of Health. Um, and literally, I go with the Circlet of Health because it gives me that extra regen in the beginning. It keeps me from having to carry a health pot. So because I'm not having to carry that health pot, I'm getting that health regen. Um, is the reason why I like to keep this card first. This card does only stack mana on it, but that's going to come later, so it's not a card you have to upgrade first. So we just keep it in just for the unique passive of getting the health regen. It keeps us from having to run around with a mana pot. Because I start off with the Circlet of Health first, that's the reason why I take the mana potion with me. But the second card that I actually come to get after I get my next 3 points is going to be the Circlet of Mana. Now the Circlet of Mana, that one pretty much works just like the Circlet of Health. The difference is instead of getting health regen, you're getting mana regen. But because you're getting that mana regen, that's helping you keep your mana up as well as your health. So you're not even really needing mana potion anymore. So you can actually sell that card to give you the extra point back. But all right, here's the key thing. Once you get both of these cards on for the unique passives, leave them alone. Don't even waste your points upgrading these cards until as you're transitioning through the game, when you see, okay, it's time for me to add more health or it's time for me to add more mana. That is when you come back and upgrade those cards. Otherwise, these cards are just sitting in your deck for you to get those unique passives because they activate without you having to fully upgrade this card. They activate the minute you get the card. So the first real card we want to go after we drop on these two in our laning phase or our sizing up phase or our what you call farming phase, you're going to go for, I like to go for either Spear of the Rift Hunter or Wind Carver Blade. Either or works. Me personally, I prefer to get the attack power and critical chance before going into attack speed. So what I will do is I go for Spear of the Rift Hunter first. And what you're going to actually do with this card is you're going to drop in 2 major strikes, 1 major wound. That's a 12-point card. So you're definitely going to be using that one to get that attack power up as well as the crit chance. Because, the more crit you have, the better chance you have at just popping the crap out of people. And I really love that about that card. Okay, so after Spear of the Rift Hunter, you have a choice to either go into the Blade of Agora to go ahead and max out the attack power, which is going to be your second 12-point card. So with this second 12-point card, as you can see, the way I actually built the 12-point cards is I got the two 12-point cards here. So you got Spear of the Rift Hunter, you got Blade of Agora, 12-12. Now, if you watch my last video on my Kyle Son of Vale deck, I was explaining that whenever I do 12-point cards, I do a 8-point card to go with those. So that way it evens itself out. So the two 8-point cards that you're looking at, you got it, are the first two that you picked. Circlet of Health, Circlet of Mana. So these two will be the 8-point cards that stack with the two 12-point cards I got in my deck. Alright, so after Blade of Agora, after dropping the 3 major strikes in the Blade of Agora to give you that 50% crit bonus, as well to go along with the 12% crit chance that you have. The next card you're going to go with is Wind Carver Blade. Now, if you see the way I have this mixed up, Kwang doesn't really need like a lot of attack speed. Some people got him in here and they have him swinging that sword like crazy, but then they're not doing much damage. I prefer to just do just a little bit more to get him swinging his sword just a little bit faster than his normal attack. So I drop in 1 major kinetic, 1 minor kinetic, and then I drop in a major strike to give us a little bit more attack power. Like I said, sometimes depending on the card and what its usefulness is to me, I like to try to use every perk that the card gives, even when I upgrade. So on the Wind Carver Blade, we're dropping in 1 major kinetic, 1 major strike, 1 minor strike. Next card you're going to go with is the Satori Cloak. Now, I grabbed the Satori Cloak not because I needed armor. I grabbed the Satori Cloak because of its unique passive. I'm a person that likes to take advantage of the unique passive more so than take advantage of what the upgrade is going to be for that card. So yes, it adds energy armor. Is that important? Depending on if you got a real, like, now if you got a Gideon or a Faye, that's just a complete nuisance. Those are the only two I've found that can really uh, just frustrate you. I mean, yes, there are a couple carries and ADCs, in here that can really mess you up if they're building correctly. But in most cases, with Kwang and with his ability to close a gap when he throws the sword in and ults into it and teleports, you can pretty much take out an ADC without needing too much armor against them. So I grabbed this for the passive. And if you look at the passive, it says on hit with basic attack, shred enemy physical armor and or energy armor equal to 50% of your current physical armor and or energy armor value for 4 seconds. Okay, so that is the reason why I put the energy armor in. Because once I fully upgrade this card, I'm cutting down, I'm shredding the heck out of their armor with this card. This card comes late game because most people haven't figured out yet. You're moving around so much, they look at what you're building. But if this build starts off so weird, they don't know how to actually build against you. So by the time that you actually do need this card, they're not near strong to overshadow the shred that you're gonna do to this to their armor once you start hitting them. I've really just came in a couple times and actually seen people with armor on, thought they were building enough against me, and I still just literally just cut them down like butter. So yeah, Satori Cloak comes last, but it comes only at the expense of I want the unique passive to shred the armor, and then the energy armor is placed into it to give me that extra effect, to actually shred off quite a bit and then just pretty much just go crazy with them. Because if you notice, this deck deals with both shredding of armor or physical penetration or energy penetration. I love the way this card works because it's going to work for either physical or energy penetration on this card with the shredding. So I'm shredding off armor, but at the same time as I'm shredding off the armor, I'm popping the crap out of them with critical hit straight to their health points. So I'm really killing fast when I get this deck fully upgraded. But if you actually use the build in that order that I actually went into it, it will actually give you a lot. I mean, I think one match I actually went like 20-6. I actually got a recording of that video, so I will be uploading that video sometime here in the future to actually let you see. Matter of fact, that might be the next video I do. I just do a gameplay video showing off the Racial Ghul deck in full effect, so you can actually see how well this deck works. But so in this order, we're gonna break it down one more time. You want to go with the Warlord card. These are situational depending on if you need them, if you don't. Assassin's Ward situational as well. Some people think they need them. I'm one of those people who don't necessarily think you need it every time. Just really depends on who you're going up against. Assassin's Ward is definitely in the deck though at all times because you never know when you may need wards. Last thing you need for somebody to say we need wards and you have none. You look like an idiot. So keep the Assassin's Ward in the deck just in case. Okay, so in the order that you actually need to grab these cards if you want to be just as effective as I am with Kwang with this deck. You want to go with Circle of the Health first. Don't upgrade it, but you're going to put 1 advanced mana and 2 basic manas. Next card is going to be Circle of the Mana. Don't upgrade it right away, but when you actually do, you're going to do 1 divine health, 2 lesser health. First attack card you're going to grab is the Spear of the Rift Hunter with 2 major strikes and 1 major wound. Next card you're going to grab is going to be Windcarver Blade with a major kinetic a major strike, and a minor kinetic. The next card you're going to grab after that is going to be the Blade of Agora with 3 major strikes. Last card we're going to grab is that good old, oh, so sweet Satori Cloak with 2 barriers and 1 minor barrier. Alright, everybody, this has been my deck for Ra's al Ghul, or as the new movies Dark Knight called him, Ra's al Ghul. This has been my Ra's al Ghul deck. This is the full Assassins deck. Get in, get out, and do your thing in the lane. So let me know if you like this deck. Let me know if you like this video. If you want to see more of this video. If you got any comments on things you may change about the deck, or suggestions you think you should make for me about this deck, just let me know. Alright?